Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Moment Strides. Today I want to share something related to my exam journey for the Microsoft AB731 AI Transformation Leader certification. I'm happy to share that I've successfully completed this certification uh, and I've scored a score of 886 out of 1000. Prior to this certification, I've also successfully completed the Azure AI 900, which is Azure Microsoft Certified Azure AI Fundamentals course. Uh, Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the Microsoft AB731 certification, which is an AI transformation leader. I'll cover primarily who this course is for and the requirements to pass this examination. I'll also cover what the course covers. And finally, I'll also give you some resources, some tips about the exam day experience and also some resources. Now, let's start with the first aspect, which is about who this certification is for. The certification is primarily for, you know, designed for business leaders uh, who have decision-making authority at in an organization, but they can be at any level, right? Uh, it's ideal for anyone who wants to optimize their business processes using AI, adoption of AI, and using Microsoft 365 tools and Azure AI services. When I said Microsoft 365, I also meant Microsoft 365 Copilot. Uh, it's ideal for anyone who wants to optimize their business processes, as I've said that, and also who wants to drive innovation in their organization using AI. Now, you don't need to be a developer to uh, successfully complete, or you don't have to have a strong technical background. This certification is more focused on business strategy and AI adoption rather than coding. Uh, However, you should be familiar with some concepts related to AI, generative AI, predictive AI, and uh, so on. Also about responsible AI. You should have some user experience with Microsoft Copilot, Copilot Studio, uh, and also some concepts of Microsoft Foundry, basically about its features. As I said, this is a beginner level exam, and once you pass, you earn the Microsoft Certified AI Transformation Leader certification from Microsoft. The minimum score to pass this examination is 700 out of 1000. You get a total of 45 minutes in the exam. You can expect objective type questions, but also some scenario questions about, what tool would you use if you have a specific business scenario, uh, and what kind of licenses would you use if you have this particular scenario in front of you in your organization for cost saving and efficiency, or a mix of both. In my exam, I got about 46 questions in the 45 minutes allocated, but you can expect somewhere between 40 to 50 questions in the 45 minutes. Uh, Many of you would be aware that you can take the examination at home. There will be an invigilator who would monitor your exam, and it's authorized by Pearson. Or you can go book an examination, schedule an examination at a Pearson test center. I'll share the link in the description for your information. Now, let's have a look at next part, which what the course covers. Uh, as you can see, this is where the link is, right? I'll go to the section where they give some information about the course, like the actual skills that is covered in this course, and also the weightage, the weights associated with those. All right. I'll share the link in the description anyway, so you can have a look at the link at your convenient time. Skills at a glance. The first one, there are three in all in here. Identify the business value of a generative AI solutions, 35 to 40% weight. The next one is identify benefits, capabilities, and opportunities for Microsoft's AI apps and services, 35 to 40%. Identify implementation and adoption strategy, for Microsoft's AI apps and services, 20 to 25%. The maximum weight is between the first two, and the next one is last one, right? Within the first one, the business value of generative AI solutions, there's this concept of, which is the foundational concepts of generative AI. What it covers primarily is differences between generative AI and other types of AI. Like I said at the start, it could be generative AI, predictive AI, uh, and such so on, right? Selected generative AI solutions to meet a business need. So in this instance, you'll have to select a specific generative AI scenario uh, for the business specific scenario that is being asked, right? Describe the difference between AI models, including fine-tuned and pre-trained models. And there can also be a question about what kind of model would you use for a specific business scenario where, you know, uh, suppose you're doing a chatbot kind of a experience. Uh, what kind of a model would you use? Would you just use the standard model or out of box, or would you use a fine-tuned model? Uh, I would go for the standard model in this instance because it's a chatbot, right? So those are the kind of scenario questions that you may encounter or you may get in your exam. Then there'll be cost drivers as well. Uh, the next one is identify benefits and capabilities of generative AI solutions, which covers mostly the prompt engineering concepts, grounding of solutions. This is quite important, retrieval augmented generation. You can expect a couple of questions or maybe 3 to 4 questions around this in the exam. Uh, Impact of data on AI solutions, including data type, data quality, and representative data sets. Uh, there can be a scenario related to this that I can refer back to. There was a question about in in a in one of the models where they had rolled it out to the business in the application. It was seen that after 6 months of time, the model didn't give appropriate responses. So, and what could be the reason for this? So there was option A, option B, option C, option D. The ideal option in here is that the data set has changed over a period of 6 months, and that is why uh, the responses are not uh, appropriate or correct. The next one is identify benefits, capabilities, and opportunities for Microsoft AI apps. Again, 35 to 40%. Within that, benefits and capabilities of Copilot and Microsoft Copilot. Sorry, Microsoft 365 Copilot and Microsoft Copilot. In here, there are different, for people who are aware about Copilot, different types of Copilots. There is a Copilot Chat, there is Microsoft Copilot, and there is Microsoft 365 Copilot Studio as well. Sorry, Microsoft Copilot Studio. Uh, so you can expect questions related to that, and within that, you can expect questions related to Graph, Microsoft Graph as well. Uh, Researcher or analyst in the Copilot, which is one of the agents, pre-built agents for Microsoft Copilot experience now. The next one is about Foundry tools. You should be aware about the concepts related to Foundry tools, and they may ask you questions about which particular feature in Foundry would you use for a specific scenario. And the scenario could be if there is an organization that wants to digitize its process of documenting, which is uh, scanning of tables from a set of invoices. What feature would you use? And document intelligence comes to my mind. So those are the sort of questions that you might get in the examination. The last one is identify implementation and adoption strategy for Microsoft AI apps. Responsible AI is something that you should be familiar with. Uh, the accountability, transparency, fairness, reliability and safety, privacy, uh, those are the kind of concepts that you usually get during the examination. And then they might also ask you where would this a particular scenario and which of the accountability feature, sorry, which of the Microsoft responsible AI policy would you apply there, or does it fall under? Plan for AI adoption across organization. Uh, so this is again a conceptual thing uh, that is like theory, right? So basic concepts this is. So I'll share the link of this particular study guide in the description section soon. What I'll do is that I'll now share with you the link where you can actually start your journey studying for this particular course. This link is also something that I'll share with you in the description section. Now, this is prepare for your exam. If you go and do this, you would see the three modules here. When you click on this, what I'll do is that I'll just do a split view soon. Just give me 1 second. So Google has added split view here. For those who have not used it, it is very helpful. Right. So this is the first one, explore the business value of generative AI solutions. If you see here, there are two modules. And within this module, there is understand the foundations of generative AI for business leaders. And you click on this, you would see understand the foundations of generative AI for business leaders, and those are the sub modules within that. And now, if we go back, and here the next one is drive business value with AI solutions. This is what it is: drive business value with Microsoft Copilot solutions, Microsoft Foundry tools. Each of these would cover their subtopics, which is understand the capabilities and organizational benefits of Copilot solutions, explore Copilot solutions, Copilot experiences, map business process to Copilot solutions, extend and customize Copilot. So you can also get a question about whether you would use an out-of-box Copilot solution or would you use a customized solution for a particular business scenario, Uh, and also licensing is another aspect. So Copilot has different licensing options. You should read through these and familiarize yourself once you're using it. That's why sometimes I believe that the use of tools is very critical as well. So start using Copilot Studio, and Foundry, just understand from the concepts level to be more aware about the concepts of this particular exam. Go back, and the last one is transfer your business with AI. This is how it looks like. So leverage AI tools and resources for your business, create business value with AI, embrace responsible AI principles and practices, scale AI in your organization. Now, there is no practice exam that you have with this particular. Let me just unsplit this. Yeah. So you don't have the practice for the exam, right? But when you click on this, you see that this is you don't have the practice exam in here, right? You don't have it because I think this exam doesn't have it yet. But maybe Microsoft will introduce the practice exam questions in here. And usually there's about 50 odd questions that you get for your practice in the Microsoft Learn website. However, what I would also recommend is that besides learning through this, there are some external websites that give you, uh, the questions related to uh, the examination. And I'll share the link in the description here, something like examtopics.com and itexams.com. I used it personally, and I found that many of the questions were quite similar. Uh, Now, in these ones, what you can do is you can go with the free questions, and you would have about 20 to 30 questions that you can practice with. For the remaining questions, like 100 questions, you would have to pay up and buy it out. Similar with this one as well. So if you see they had last updated it on the 5th of April, just quite recent. So I think you should, if you're planning to, give this examination, appear for this examination, I think you can have a look at these two sites, and I'll share the link in the description section soon. All in all, uh, so that's the tip that I would provide. Go with Microsoft Learn primarily. Familiarize yourself using the application like Copilot, Copilot Studio, also Foundry if possible, because Foundry may require a subscription, and same with Copilot as well, but Foundry requires an Azure subscription as well. And some resources as well within Foundry. All in all, that's the resources, but you can also go and refer to these two websites, and you can buy if you really want to give your complete shot. Maybe you should buy this. It costs about $40 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Exam day experience was quite okay because I went to the test center that I usually do. I'm not comfortable being at home and someone invigilating or monitoring me through online, webcam. That's why I usually book through at a test center. Let's have a look at the cost actually while we are here. So I'm in Australia, so it cost about $84 USD. In India, let's have a look, costs about 3,691 rupees, right? Uh, all in all, I think it it all also depends on you, like whether you want to go into a test center and appear for the exam, or do you want to do it in the comfort of your home. But I prefer the other way. Uh, the exam experience was quite okay. Like I just went to the test center. It was my second time being there. Uh, they just check your ID and ask you to empty your pocket and keep all the belongings in a locker. Take the key along with you, and only your ID card should be in your pocket. Uh, then when you're there, they help you with the machine setup, and then once the and there's some Microsoft survey questions that happens at the start. So just to prep you up, and then I think about after 5 to 10 minutes, we can start with the exam. Uh, Exam journey, I felt it to be okay because I had already completed my Azure AI 900 examination in the past, uh, and the concepts were very easy for me to relate it to. Uh, I think it takes about 1 week to 2 weeks for anyone to prepare for this exam, depending on your skills that you have used in the past or your familiarity with the tools and other things. However, as I said, it is a beginner level exam, and the certification is really helpful for someone who is planning to have their career or apply for roles in AI, or maybe to optimize business processes and use AI in their organizations. It is quite helpful. Well, that brings me to the end of this video. What I'll do in here is that I've shared the links to all those resources in the description section. Uh, if you've got any questions, let me know. Uh, I'll try and make such videos, informational videos for you in the future. But until then, please subscribe to my channel and give me a like if you like this video. Until then, take care and speak to you. See you soon. Bye.